All right, gang, you might not expect Nick Paul to take over a Game 7. Great that he did, but a guy you do expect, Conor McDavid. He come out Saturday night, just put that team on his back. One of the greatest Game 7 performances we've ever seen. He assists on Cody Cece's eventual game winner. Then he puts a bow on it at the end of the game with the unbelievable effort. I think it was his third shot in about 5 seconds there. Let's go to you. You're the alumni from Edmonton. What do you got on this series, buddy?
We're moving on. We're moving on. That's all that mattered. And all these people online, you beat LA without Doughty and Arvidsson. Big fucking deal. We won. We won the first round series. What else do you want? What do you think? I'm not going to be excited? We watched what I think was the greatest Game 7 performance of all time. That guy, Biz said it before, that is carrying a team and willing them to victory. He started that game not by dangling somebody, not by scoring an end-to-end rush, not even by making a great defensive play. He fucking ran over Dursey in the corner. First shift, Conor McDavid, full tilt, threw one of the bigger hits of the series, and all of a sudden the building's rocking, and he's not only alive and in the game, but he's as fired up as he's probably ever been. I didn't talk to him. I'm not friends with McJesus, but you could tell that was a true man on a mission. That is a guy who absolutely before the game is telling himself, we are not losing this game. And the skill he possesses and the speed and the entire game he had, every single time he was on the ice. I don't know about the advanced statistics and the numbers in terms of, shots on when he was on or shots against. There was a grade A chance every time he was on the ice. It was like no matter what LA did, they could stick 2 guys on him. He was coming out of the corner with the puck. The play when he walked back and forth 3 times, who was that against? Quick made a ridiculous kick save. It was going to be a tap in for Yamamoto. It was some of his greatest plays in the game didn't result in points, and he still had a goal and an assist and took over everything. Game 6-2 on the road. What a victory to show up there where he was also the best player. And Maya culpa, apparently. I need to come out and say something. I mentioned, okay, so you saw Evander Kane put the game away. He made it 4-2, and he put up the 7. Well, the camera goes to McDavid on the bench, and he's fucking pissed off, blatantly very upset. Now, he's kind of looking down the bench near Kane, who for some reason was sitting on his own a little bit. I saw this clip. I'm like, dude, I think he might be bullshit that Kane threw up the 7. Like the series isn't over. You're going to Game 7, but why give him any sort of bulletin board material? Is he bullshit? I put out the tweet. Evander Kane has publicly stated that is bullshit, that I was full of shit. So what am I supposed to do? Argue with the guy that was sitting there and knows his captain wasn't mad at him? So I take that back. But I then saw another clip when McDavid skated up after the 7 and he kind of didn't really give him a high five or anything. That looked a little weird. So maybe I do still think he might have been a tad upset. But if the player like Kane's going to come out, Kane had a hell of a series too. 7 goals, 2 assists, 9 points. If he's going to come out and say that's bullshit, Whitney said that, then I'll take ownership of it. I was incorrect. But the series win was exactly what we needed. And I know it took 7 games, and LA had a great effort. Jonathan Quick, holy shit. Biz said he was scared in the Calgary Dallas overtime. The Game 7 with Quick, first of all, I saw his numbers. He's 4-0. His numbers are amazing in career Game 7s. Nobody had ever won their first 5 Game 7s as a goalie. And I'm thinking as it's 1-0, I'm like, if we don't get the next one, they're going to tie it up. We could easily lose this game. But even though LA showed up, we got it done, and we're moving on for what should be the craziest series of the second round.
And one thing that you failed to mention, did it with Draisaitl on one leg. Apparently,
very worried about that. Yeah.
Somebody saying high ankle sprain. He did not look like himself. Mind you, him on one leg, probably better than most guys they have in the crowd.
But it's going to be tough to beat Calgary without him fully healthy, Biz.
No shit, especially when you're a one-trick pony with the 1-2 punch there. Buddy, congratulations. That building was rocking. The outside atmosphere, insane. Play La Bamba. You want to talk about LA? What a season for that team. Yeah. Battled so much fucking adversity. I think that Todd McLellan should be a serious candidate for Coach of the Year. I know I was chirping a lot online about calling them an AHL team, guys. I was going for the reverse jinx the entire time. I thought that maybe they could pull a rabbit out of their ass and get me out of this stupid bet that I placed, completely thinking that Edmonton was even going to miss playoffs. Doing it without Doughty. The fact that Dustin Brown mentioned it was going to be his last run, very emotional for him on his send-off. He ended up sending a tweet out after the game, probably when he was buckled on the plane with him raising the cup. They fought hard all the way. I thought there was no chance in hell that they would have brought that to Game 7. Yeah, all in all, quick as well, going back to his vintage self. I think you pretty much summarized it all, though, Whit. Just a great series, and we're going to get what we deserve from a hockey standpoint is the Battle of Alberta.
Future is bright in LA, though. I definitely think the future is bright there. They have
so many. Listen, that even Rob Blake, give him a shout out. What he's done and able to turn that organization around, getting Deneau signed. So they got their 2 centers locked up. They have plenty of prospects in the pipeline. I would probably say top 5 in the league as far as guys ready to come up. And it's they're in a good spot, guys. They got Byfield right behind those guys, leading from some of the best. So they're going to be in good shape. So really looking forward to the way that they look in the next few years to come.
You talk about a team, Biz, that fucking all out till the last whistle. I mean, they were losing 2-0. The game's over. I forget who was going in to make it 3-0 on an empty net. Duke and the Kings, I forget, dives, knocks the puck out like with a swing and poke check. I mean, the season's over, and they went to the final whistle. I just thought it was very commendable the way they finished up. I mean, I think there was 20 seconds left, and empty net is going to make it 3-0, and they're not going to win at that point. But it was just like, I thought it was just so indicative of how much heart the Kings had in this series and how good they were. And,
absolutely, it was such a good. I didn't really touch on that McDavid goal. You don't often see him show a lot of emotion. When he fucking bullied Dursey again, rounded the net, followed up the rebound, skate to stick, backhand, and then right to center ice, kind of like Yakupov. It really reminded me of that Yakupov.
There's a lot of similarities between those two. Hey, that was the definition of like, I will not be stopped. That goal was like the perfect. It was like 3 different times it looked like he lost it. And it's just nonstop tenacity to get it. And I did want to mention, I forgot. I just looked at my notes. Mike Smith, dude, he made an enormous save on Moore. 10 minutes into the third period, it was still 1-1. It was actually his first shot of the period. That's how good Edmonton was playing. And, that's tough for a goalie. You saw Markstrom last night. Markstrom in Calgary had to do a great job in terms of like, the puck's never in your end. You got to still stay with it. And to not have a shot for 10 minutes into the third, and then Smith to make a kind of a cross-ice one-timer save on Moore. That was a huge save. And Mike Smith was my 3rd star of the game. McDavid won, and obviously Quick too.
Yeah, McDavid, 6 multi-point games, tied Rick Middleton's record from back in 1983. 27 minutes, 23 seconds of ice time. It's just unbelievable performance. He finished the series 4 goals, 10 assists, 27 shots on goal, a +10, 21 hits, 9 takeaways, and he was on ice for 20 of the 26 Oilers goals. Just stunning work, and only Mario and Wayne have had more points in a first-round series as well. Merles, any final thoughts before we move along to the other team from Alberta?
Yeah, I just want to give that coach some credit. I didn't really think much of him when they hired him, but he started playing Conor McDavid every other shift there to start that game, and it took over the game. LA was in their end, chasing him around. That guy can play every other shift for 7 games. He can do it again this series, and I think he's going to have to. But great job coaching there.